All right, all right, all right. Good morning, everybody. Hold on, I'm just toggling through something on my thing over here. All right, hi, good morning. Welcome into Baseball and Coffee. We haven't been here for a couple days since the draft combine on Tuesday, so we're back. I missed 2 days in a row. Wednesday, I had travel back from Arizona. Yesterday was camp bus day, drop-off day, so both of my daughters are gone now. They'll be back, but they are gone, so that's always a tough day for the wife and I. We know we're sending them to the right situation. We're very happy about that, but it's always tough to let them go. And it's very weird that there's only one child in this house at the moment. So that's kind of where we're at. Personally, today's a crazy morning. Obviously, we see this Mendoza news. I've been reading some of the hot takes out there, people talking about it. I guess the biggest takeaway for me is just about the Mendoza thing here off the top of the show. Is just if you're going to make the move, you should have done it a while ago, kind of like what the Phillies did. So I'm surprised by the timing. I get something had to give. I get that the fans haven't been showing up. I get it. I get it's difficult. But I don't know. It feels weak to me a little bit with the timing. I'm not sure what drove it outside of, not playing good baseball against the Cubs, but this is how it's been for a while. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what's going to happen here with the Mets next. We'll see. In a lot of ways, I feel bad for Carlos. I know we didn't get along, but maybe all the time, certainly. But I do feel bad because I don't think a lot of this is on him. I think he did a good job this year for the most part with the bullpen, especially, which was the area I used to be critical of. And then, they haven't played good baseball, but he didn't pick the players. So I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough gig. Tough gig, obviously, in New York. But it's another Met manager who doesn't make it 3 years. Crazy. Nobody's made it more than 3 years since Terry Collins. So they need some stability over there in the manager's seat. We'll see when they get that. We'll see, because it stinks for the Mets right now. They're not in a good spot. What's up, Leo Lambert? Thanks. Appreciate you for checking me out. It's just going to be me and Bob Lorenz tonight. No Todd. His son's got a big playoff game tonight, so we got all sorts of Little League action going on. But if you watch baseball, you'll be seeing a lot of me the next month, for sure. I'll be on Yankees pre and post. I got baseball tonight, tomorrow before the Yankee game on ESPN. I got tons of booth games coming up for ESPN. I have some NBC stuff coming up, so you'll see me. Corpino, that's right. I did. Not really like to his face, but yeah, I did. And I got busted on the internet, and everybody made a big deal about it. That's okay. Anyway, all right, let's keep it moving. Today, what I was thinking was a combination of some watching. We have some things to catch up on. Yesterday was a pretty good day of baseball. But also I want to look at the All-Star situation. We have All-Star. This is a ridiculous comment here by Iman Belize. Vladdy is a bum and should start seeing fewer at bats. So okay. So you're not going to stick with him? You would pull the plug on your $500 million man? Sure. All right. What was I going to say? Oh, you want to hear about the Ohtani story? This has been referenced many times. 2021 with the Red Sox facing the Angels. Pitched the ninth inning. We had a 3-run lead. It was one of those rare games where I wasn't nervous going into the game. Shohei wasn't even playing in the game, even though it was his birthday. The game was one of those games where I didn't have anything going in terms of I could probably pull up the game on Dugout, to be honest with you. So what happened in this game, this is going back quite a ways now. I got into some trouble in this game. I walked the leadoff hitter, I believe, on 4 pitches. And basically I had to go to a dark place. And I told myself, somehow I'm going to get through this game. I don't know how, but somehow I'm going to figure it out. And I ended up throwing 30 pitches here in the ninth inning. And you can see I don't have anything here cooking to start off this inning. It's a 4-pitch walk to, oh my God, Jose Iglesias. And all of a sudden I start, realizing that I'm not there mentally and I need to figure out, even though it looks like 2 of those pitches were strikes. Jose with a little league walk. And then I start struggling a little bit. And then eventually it all leads to a big spot where, this is a nice pitch, actually. Yeah, a little front door. Give up a hit here to Rojas through the left side. So now the tying run was on. And they go ahead and have Ohtani come out on deck. I end up giving up another hit here to Fletcher. And that brought up a big spot with Ohtani. And I knew going into this at-bat that I was in a bad spot and it was a bad matchup for me. So I made up a reason. I made up a reason in my head to not like him. And I decided that it was his birthday and that I didn't care about his birthday. And so I ended up falling behind 3-1 in this at-bat. And eventually I kind of checked my fielders behind me. And I'll show you what I looked at here in a minute. This is a fastball on 2-1 just to try to throw him off the slider.
3-1.
And then at this moment, I checked my fielders behind me. And I said, oh, man, look at my shift. These are in the old days with the shift. So this is a little bit of me being smart, but also me knowing I'm in deep trouble here. So I checked my shift. We have one person on the left side of the infield. That's Rafi Devers. This entire chasm right here is wide open. So I said to myself, okay, if I'm going to let him hit it, and I don't think I'm going to get him to miss it, I need him to pull it. I have 3 defenders over here. I need him to pull the ball. So I decided to go with a slider on 3-1 and kind of throw it down the middle that I figured he would roll it over. And not only did he roll it over, he hit it really hard, like 111 or something. 101? Never mind. Only 101. Great play by Christian Arroyo, and we end up winning the game. Now, immediately following the game, as soon as I got the last out, I let a lot of frustration at myself out. I yelled out into the ether, go blow out your birthday candles. I think I might have called him a bitch. I said a bunch of stuff, but it wasn't directly to him. I was just saying it out in the open because I brought myself to a crazy mental spot. Of course, Ben Verlander and the Twitter searchers found found what I was mouthing, and so they blew it into a bigger deal. And then the next day, I got a pretty cold welcoming from the Angels fans, rightly so. But it was never a personal thing. It was more just me trying to get it going. But yes, I did yell a little bit, so that was good to bring that back up. All right, what else we got here? Do you think Dalton calling out Shohei was the right move? That was crazy. I don't know exactly what happened in this game. This was obviously from a couple days ago, right? Dodgers, and who was he pitching against? Pirates maybe the other day? There's been a lot of social media stuff about this. So, Ohtani rushing. Spat. Let's go look at some short form videos. And let's see what Pitching Ninjas have been saying about it here. Oh, this video is unavailable. We'll get it. We'll find it. How come we can't get the YouTube Pitching Ninja video? Here we go.
Shohei had enough.
Make sure we have sound.
Ohtani and Rushing. Not only did Rushing completely whiff on this 102-mile-an-hour heater.
So I don't know exactly what happened, but Shohei got frustrated with Dalton rushing, right? And obviously a lot of people are piling on Dalton rushing right now. Apparently Shohei wanted him to challenge some of these pitches. And then he definitely looked a little angry, but Shohei's been pitching with an edge this whole season, which we love about him. And obviously this became a thing last night.
Ball 3. Shohei wanted to challenge that.
So Shohei decided to take it into his own hands after Rushing missed.
So I'm just watching what Rob said here. I didn't actually see the entire thing, but I see a very angry tap to the head right there. Rushing says no, and then he was dead wrong about that. So I don't know. He's just been in the middle of a lot of things. Obviously, when they have the mound visit after this, you can kind of see Shohei's reading him the riot act a little bit behind his glove. But again, I just think it's more Shohei's so competitive right now. Recently, his comments about that this is his last chance maybe to go all out as a pitcher, I think is interesting.
Pretty embarrassing.
But yeah, Rushing's been a punching bag of late. I'm actually starting to feel bad for him. I feel like he's a really good competitor and a really good player. But I'm not really sure what to make of all of the incidents this year and kind of how it's all gone. So I don't know. What do we got here in the chat? Maybe you guys can enlighten me. I know we got a lot of some Dodger fans in the chat. Yeah, Ben Verlander. Don't worry, I know Ben. I talked to Ben. He tries to act like he doesn't remember that this happened. He talked to me about it the other day in Birmingham. Hey, did you have an incident? I said, Ben, buddy, it was you. It was you who brought it up on Twitter because you can't get Shohei off your mind. So, whatever. I like his brother. All right, what else we got here? Ohtani went down into the tunnel and Rushing ran down after him while Mookie and Muncy looked on. So maybe they had a little chat underneath. I mean, this is all part of the game. This is all part of how it goes. Crossed up, pass ball, and then wouldn't challenge multiple pitches versus yes. Dalton says they need to be better. Problem solved. Public admitting he's wrong after the game. Yeah, I thought he handled it great. From the comments I saw, I didn't have any problem with the way Rushing handled it. Thought he handled it pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. Adam, do you think there should be more than 2 ABS challenges? No, I kind of like it where it is because it puts a premium on them, and it's so devastating when you lose a challenge early in the game, or I don't know. I just think you got to make sure we maintain pace of the game. Once you start allowing 5, 6 challenges, even with getting them wrong, now the game's going to get really slowed down. I like putting a premium on these challenges and really being good at it to make a difference. Rushing still raking through it all can be seen as a good side of his makeup. I think he's a good player. Flat out, I think he's a good player. Posted the tunnel video in the Discord. Okay, let's see. Let's hop over to my Disco and see what you got here, Spec. Okay, here we go. This is what Spectre was just talking about. Shohei down into the tunnel. Mookie and Muncy looking down. Oh, yeah, there was definitely something. This was maybe a Raccoon, Lindor, McNeil situation here. Whatever. Oh, Rushing looked angry. He went down there angry. I don't know. It's an emotional game. One thing I try to remember now that I'm out of the game, at least not in the game on a daily basis, I try to remember, we're just guessing from the side. We don't know all the background information here. So I can't speculate too much on either of these dudes. I don't know them personally. I don't know their attitudes. I don't know any of that. I think Dalton is a good player. I think he's a good player and going to be a good player, and his edge is an asset to him. He just has to find a way to tiptoe through a locker room right now as the young guy with a bunch of vets, and there's nothing that a bunch of salty vets like more than to put a young guy in their place. There's nothing they like more. Is as welcoming as it is in today's culture, vets they're looking for something to tell you about, especially an overconfident or super cocky young guy. That's like number one. People want to knock you down a peg. It's just in human nature. That's that infighting, that competitive nature, and especially a guy who has a lot of service time. They're going to look at a young guy and they're going to be like, this guy needs to clean it up, and they're going to pick on him basically until he cleans it up. So I don't know. I think he's gone through some hell this year. He's definitely done some dumb shit. The Imai one to me was the worst one. Calling him a fat shit or whatever he called him right there at the home plate in front of his teammate. I thought that was a little abrasive. Not really sure what you're doing with that. Other than that, it just seems like the competitiveness kind of gets to him a little bit. All right, let's see what we got here in the chat, what you guys are saying. I know Rushing is a small-town kid who played middle linebacker in high school, and he's got this varsity blues bite to his game. It could be a jolt to Ohtani's cultural politeness. But I also think, look, you see the edge that Ohtani has. Ohtani's not a normal Japanese personality. He's got that in him, but he's also a killer underneath, which you have to be to become the GOAT, right? So he's been pitching with that edge for a while. I think he's a humble, nice superstar, but I think he's a lot more of a killer than people realize at the same time. Do you think there should be a challenge for swing checks? Yes, probably, but not the way that they're doing it in the minor leagues, where you could basically swing all the way to the foul line. It's beyond where I consider a swing. So if they clean up the metric, then maybe it'd be cool to do check swings. That'd be fun. Good question, Corpino. Scooble pitching with attitude. Also, I love it. It makes the game hype. Yes, I mean it's okay. I've done dumb stuff. Like we didn't watch my actual actions, but me yelling and waving Shohei off the field, tell him to go blow out his candles. Like sometimes it's an emotional game, and that's just reality. I've done dumb shit. I've yelled at teammates. You just got to apologize and realize, like, and I've seen other people act like crazy, and you still have to embrace them. I think of like the Jorge Lopez situation with the Mets in 24. I still wanted to wrap my arms around this dude. We still wanted to embrace him. They canned him, but I was like, man, he doesn't really mean any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's an emotional game. I think that's just flat out the reality of the situation. And sometimes emotions get the best of you in the sport, and you have to understand that. Just texting somebody about my MLB Now spot. All right, what else we got here? Both competitive players trying to win. Totally agree. Dalton is a great talent, but he keeps stepping on in it. Yes, he's had a tough go this year. No doubt about it, Michael. I agree with you. Still odd, a rookie showing attitude with the current best is really a choice. Sometimes people don't get it. They think that they're the main character. You know what I mean? And it takes a while to knock you down a peg or to figure out your spot, and then you become wiser for it. But we don't all show up perfect, on day one. He got to the big leagues very young because he's really good. Great comment here by Cy Pong 3462. Either emotional rushing or emotionless Tucker. People find no complaint about something either way if they're not getting what they want. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Rushing has an OPS of 681 over the last month, probably making it easier to rag on him. I just think when you're a young guy, you're going to get ragged on a little bit. I did see this. Kike said it was clickbait, and he looked like he was joking in this. I mean, they wanted to keep giving it to Dalton Rushing. Again, nothing that veteran players like more than ribbing a young guy who's a little overconfident. That's just how it is. Ayo's just upset the crowd never sung him happy birthday. Well, I mean, my birthday's in November, so it makes a lot of sense. Who gets traded first, Scooble or Gray? I gotta think Sonny probably. That would be my guess. I honestly just don't need my ball players to be nice to each other to like them. Totally agree with that too. Here's a practical question from Easton McMurtry. We have to start watching ball in a minute. How do I get coaches to look at me because they are just not looking at me? Well, it's their job to look at you, man. You got to make sure that you're getting what you need out of your coaches. Don't be afraid to speak up. What can I do to get better? What can I do to impress you? What can I do to get on the field? Whatever's ailing you. Don't be afraid of an answer you don't want to hear, but you got to have the conversation. That's just how it is. I think Robbie Ray will get traded to you. I don't know. Maybe. I haven't really thought much about the Giants pitching trade-offs yet. Possibly. What's Robbie Ray's season looking like, Victoria? I know that he's thrown some good games. I tend to think he's more of like a number 3 at the moment as a pitcher. Yeah. Baseball Savant calls BS on his whole season. 15 games started, 16 games overall, 3.7 ERA. I mean, he's definitely serviceable. He'll help you win. He can help a lot of teams, but he's not the Robbie Ray of Cy Young or even Arizona Robbie Ray, really. The velo has come down quite a bit from his peak. But I mean, he's definitely serviceable. Definitely serviceable. Man, look at that fastball miles per hour. So he wins the Cy Young in 2021 with 72nd percentile velocity. And then after that, he's been below league average every year except for 24 at 51 percentile. But interesting. He's always been just a really good fastball slider pitcher. I think he's serviceable. I don't know that I would give up a lot for him. He's probably still making a lot of money. I don't know what his contract sitch is. But I could see him maybe getting traded. I think that's possible. How many more years on Mr. Robbie Ray's? I mean, by the way, the Giants are an absolute shit show of PR right now. If you want, if you want to know the truth, man, not showing up to interviews and stuff, not great. All right, so he is under contract for this year and next. Maybe, but somebody, the $25 million probably gonna have to get somewhat eaten by the Giants a little bit. Would be my guess on the Robbie Ray sitch. Let's see if there's anything else in the chat here about that before we move on. Yeah, 2 years left on the contract, this year and next. I'm liking Colt Emerson so far. I need to do a watching video on him when I get a moment, so I can really give you a better opinion on that. Who, if anyone, did you not like calling pitching for you? Who mostly calls the game in the pros? I always called my own game. I never really gave the catcher any credit. Some of them were smart, some of them were good, but I called my own game, so I never wanted to put it on them. Hey Adam, how do you throw so fast? Just incremental improvement over time. That was it. Getting stronger, training the arm, learning, watching others, all that sort of stuff. J-Man, Otto, got to meet you a couple times at Coors. You always be a Rocky to me. I feel like a Rocky for life, so I appreciate that. Thanks for the love. Check last 2 games, good stuff. His stock is on the rise. Robbie Ray. You know what? That makes me want to dive into his last. Shoot, where's that? I can't pull it up right now. That's super weird. All right, we'll do that later. I did see that. Obviously, they almost threw the no-hitter for the Rays. I wouldn't trade Webb, personally, but I don't know. Yeah, Giants PR, major shit show. What if you stayed with the Cardinals, referring to the catcher calling game? I mean, look, Yachty's obviously a legend. He didn't call a very good game for me in my first 2 games in the big leagues or whatever, my first 3 games or whatever he caught, but that was because he was still getting to learn, really what I like to do out there. But I would have loved to throw to Yachty. I mean, the combination of Yachty, Tony Cruz back in the day, who else was there? Jason LaRue, a.k.a. Mudflap. What a nickname Mudflap is. They were great catchers. Cardinals had a lot of know-how back in the day. I would have loved to work with them. Unfortunately, I wasn't good enough, so they kicked me to the curb, and I went to the Rock show. All right, one more question. They're both related here. 2 more questions. They're both related here, and then we're going to hop into the standings, and we'll start talking some. Maybe we'll do All-Stars first, and then we'll watch some baseball after that, or whatever direction we want to go. Adam, do you agree a team can never have enough pitching, and therefore the Yankees should get Skubal? I'm on the side of not getting Skubal because I think it's going to cost the acquisition cost will be too much for the Yankees, and I think they have enough pitching. I'd like to see them fortify other things. Catcher, maybe, potentially a right-handed bat, some bullpen arms, which I know that's going to maybe solve itself with guys moving to the bullpen, but they could use one killer out there. One killer out there would be big. So to me, I wouldn't go after Skubal unless the price was right, but I don't see why the price would be right because somebody's going to be more desperate than them, personally. Should the Yankees prioritize another starter bullpen arm? I vote for a bullpen arm. DFWW Dylan. That's where I vote. If you're in TikTok and you want to come get in the chat, hop over to my channel and subscribe. We're also simulcasting on MLB today, of course, but that's what I would do. I also love Colo. Yes, of course, my guy, Christian Vasquez, one of my favorites. So he was great, but we just worked well together. I wouldn't say so much I drove it or he drove it. We just worked well together. All right, where are we? Well, this ain't the right day. Friday, June 26th. All right, here is the current lay of the land across baseball. We're right about the halfway point of the season, in case you guys were wondering. So this is an important moment to check in on teams because there's 1 half down, 1 half to go. A lot can change. All right, Yankees 2 games up on the Rays. They did lose last night to the Sox. Very sloppy game for the Yankees last night on defense, but that's an outlier. Although I am worried about them in this series because they are facing some good pitchers with the Red Sox. Red Sox have a crazy amount of pitching. starting pitching, no matter how you look at it. So I don't know. Nothing will be easy, but we'll see. Rays are 2 back. Jays back 3 games under 500, losing 3 in a row. So they're kind of spinning their tires still. I still believe in them, but they have not had that burst yet. Central, White Sox and Guardians are tied at the top. They're the only 2 teams relevant to me in this division. I know the Tigers are going to say they can get back in it. The Royals, I'm not buying it at this point, halfway through. Mariners game and a half up on Houston and the A's and the Rangers. So this is incredibly jumbled. The Mariners, we know they have the best roster, but can they separate themselves? So far, the answer is no. And actually, Tatsuya Imai for the Astros giving me a little bit of hope. And I've had some Astros fans writing to me in the comments saying, don't sleep on the Stros. We're starting to quietly get it together. And they might be right. We like their offense. Hader's back in the mix. Some of their starters are back in the mix. Hunter Brown's back. So they might be right. We'll keep an eye on that. I've been skeptical. I buried the Astros early in the season, but I could have been wrong with that. All right, NL East, Braves have lost 4 in a row, and honestly, they've looked like crap the last couple weeks. And now the Phillies are right on their neck, right behind them. 4 games back. 4 games back. They're right there. Also, red hot. Marlins are red hot. They have the best record in June. They're 42 and 39. So those teams are all in it. Washington 41 and 41, and then there's the Mets, who just fired Carlos, and they look rudderless at the moment. All right, Brewers 6.5 up on the Cubs. They continue to be an awesome team. As much as I hate to admit it, they're a juggernaut, man. They really are. They play great baseball. They are clutch, as clutch can be. And I don't care whether you believe in clutch or don't believe in clutch. They just are clutch. Cubs, who have now won 4 in a row after burying the Mets pretty hard, they're going to play the Brewers with a chance to get back in it. We'll see. Cardinals 7 back. They're still in the hunt. Pirates, game over 500. They're trying. And the Reds are kind of slipping. All right, now to the Dodgers, who have won 3 in a row. They're 52 and 29. Best team in baseball, I think, pretty clearly at this moment. 9 up on the Padres, 10.5 up on the D-backs. And there's no point in really looking at the wild cards yet, but if this is just a quick check-in, if the season did end today, Houston would be in, or they'd be in a 4-way tie, just highlighting how tight that American League wild card race is. You know, Minnesota's only a game and a half out of a wild card, as is Baltimore, so that's going to get feisty. And in the National League picture, also probably going to get feisty, but we'll see. Man, the Mets are 9.5 out of the wild card. Who knew? But yeah, it's going to get feisty, I think. I'm trying to think who I would project to make the last wildcard spot, because I do think the top 5 here make a lot of sense. Don't sleep on the Marlins, man. Marlins have been playing great baseball. Don't sleep on the Marlinos. All right, as for the coffee cups from last night, Junior Caminero wins the Coffee Cup Award with 3 home runs, 3 pumps. This guy's a beast, as they freaking drubbed the Royals. Bryce Harper, number 2. Brandon Marsh, number 3. The Phillies had that crazy comeback against Washington. They've got a never say die situation going on right there, and it's great. Win probability added, Bryce Harper, number 1. So maybe we'll watch Bryce's at-bats. He's been locked in, man. He really has. Jung-Hoo Lee, Lawrence Butler also had big impacts on the mound last night. And we're going to definitely watch this. Tatsuya Imai, 6 innings, no runs, 10 Ks. Best start in the big leagues. So feel pretty good about that. Ian Seymour also was great, was mentioned earlier in the chat. Cam Schlittler, I thought, battled, but I got to give credit to the Red Sox and obviously the Yankees defense letting him down a little bit. But I got to give credit to the Red Sox. Did a good job against them. Forced a lot of traffic. Connolly Early, I thought, pitched well in that game. Troy Melton continues to pitch well. Bubba Chandler had an interesting outing. I might watch that. As for the WPAs, for the pitchers, Imai, Bluebow, both of Astros got in here. And then Matthew Boyd with his 4 2/3 shutout versus the Metros. As for our top prospects, who had a big day last night, this guy's been popping up a ton. I wonder if he gets to AAA anytime soon. Lázaro Montes from the Mariners organization, 2 home run night, 4 hits, 6 RBIs. Charlie Condon, another guy, I'd love to see him up on the Rockies this year. Home run, 1 for 3 in AAA. And Ryan Waldschmidt's back in AAA from the D-backs. He had a big day. Mike Sirota of Northeastern fame down here, my guy. Mike Sirota, 61-game on-base streak. Ridiculous for the Dodgers system. As for the pitchers, Jamie Arnold. This was posted in the Discord. Maybe we'll watch that. 6 innings, dominating performance. He's threatening to maybe get in the picture a little bit for the A's. And then Legrange, who's working on coming up for the Yankees in the bullpen through an inning and a third with 2 strikeouts. So that's what happened last night. I do want to do some all-star stuff. I have it. Maybe we'll talk about that right now. Let's start talking about All-Star stuff right off the rip today. So first, we'll look at All-Star finalists in the National League. I'm not going to do my entire ballot today. I'm just going to look at these finalists right now because we have to pick one or the other right here, and then we have to pick 3 of these outfielders. All right, so the first one, these are for the starters, basically. And these will all be voted on by the fans. And I got to give a shout out. Well, we'll talk about that later when we get to the American League. But here's the National League finalists. I'd love to get your impact in the chat, your opinions in the chat here about each of these. So the first one is the showdown between Freddie Freeman and Matt Olson for first base in the National League. Let's go check in on both of these ball players right now. Freddie Freeman of your Los Angeles Dodgers and Olson. It's funny because these guys are obviously going to be connected forever, considering that Olson was the Freddie replacement in Atlanta. So raw numbers at the moment: 270, 342, 528, 870 OPS with 20 home runs for Matt Olson. As for Freddie, 858 OPS, 13 home runs, 282, 372, 486. It's actually pretty close. I mean, I think it's fairly clear that the edge should go to Matt Olson here, although it's razor thin. He's scored more runs. He's hit more homers. The OPS is higher. There's no separation on defense. He's played every single game. He's had a bigger contribution by 4 plate appearances. I mean, they both pretty much play every single game. I think it's pretty close. I would give the edge to Matt Olson in this situation. So for my first thought here at first base, National League would probably be Matt Olson. He would get my vote to be the starter at the moment. Second base, Ozzie Albies and Bryson Stott are the finalists. So let's take a look at that. Albies having a nice season so far. Very intriguing. And then Bryson Stott. I'm not familiar with Bryson's season so far. 694 OPS for Bryson Stott, 238 average. This is not screaming all-star starter to me, have to be honest. I know there's probably even other second base candidates that aren't even here. But this one's not screaming all-star starter to me. Between these two, it's pretty clearly Ozzie Albies. I don't think it's even close. I know the expected stats don't tell the truth, but guess what? Expected stats don't matter for all-star voting. Results are what matter. What does he have him beat in? Barely in defense, maybe. Scored 30 runs, 7 homers. I mean, it's not even close. Ozzie's definitely going to win this vote, I would think. Or he should, at least. He should win this vote. So Ozzie should definitely get the nod at second base in the National League to start the game. So that should be 2 Braves based off of this list. Matt Olson and Ozzie Albies. I don't really see anything else. Bryson Stott and Mookie Betts scream like all-stars for me. Not really. I agree. Terang is absolutely the clear all-star. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into we'll do a whole show probably on the reserves come beginning of next week because that's a lot harder to sort through. But today I think it's fun just to look at these finalists and say kind of how we think that these should go. All right, shortstop, CJ and Mookie. We already know the answer to this one. It's going to be CJ. I don't think it's really that close. Mookie's been hurt. He's been underwhelming. I know he's got some good expected stats, but it doesn't really matter. Again, 897 OPS, hard to argue against CJ Abrams in this competition. So we got an all NL East for the first 3 here. Yeah, I mean, Mookie's hitting 230 with 9 homers, and CJ's hitting 286 with 17. So CJ definitely gets the nod pretty clearly, in my opinion, at shortstop off of this comparison. All right, third base, Max Muncy, Alec Boehm. Here's where I think Dodgers are going to win out on this one pretty clearly, I would guess. It's funny how this is such a popularity contest in the voting. But Muncy's having another great year. This guy's so consistent. He's hitting 266, 873 OPS, 16 pumps. Who was the other candidate here? Bohm, who I believe up until recently was Strug City, and I think he's been a little better of late. But 633 OPS, 223. This is a joke. He shouldn't have. It shouldn't even be. They shouldn't even let him get any votes, to be honest. So Muncy's in. So right now I'd have Olsen going around the infield. Olsen, Albies, CJ, and Muncy at third. Catcher Drake Baldwin, Will Smith. This one's a little tougher because Drake Baldwin has probably outperformed him on a rate basis. But Will Smith has been there, the whole season, right? So he's probably got him on some overall stats, in terms of counting stats. But maybe not. And I'd like to see Drake Baldwin get the nod because he's such a monster. All right, here's what we're looking at right now. Drake Baldwin, he's got 249 plate appearances this year. He's hitting 268 with an 835 OPS and 14 pumps. He's also been pretty damn good behind the plate, minus his caught stealings, but it doesn't look like that's his fault with his pop time. Will Smith is hitting 249 with 6 home runs, 720 OPS. It's not really a comparable OPS, and actually he's got less plate appearances. So it's Drake Baldwin. So we have an all NL East except for Muncy's situation here early on. Drake Baldwin should get the nod, and the Braves are sitting pretty here, at least on the Ottavino National League All-Star starter ballot. I'm going to pick Drake Baldwin. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that he got hurt. Good call. Good call. Should be Otto Lopez at short. Not for nothing. That would be a much better conversation. Otto Lopez will be an all-star for sure, but I don't know that he will actually we'll see. We'll see what happens with the Marlins. I can remember in the years before the internet, they handed out paper ballots for the All-Star Game Yankee Stadium. That was my favorite. I even mentioned it on the post-game show last night. I loved punching out the holes in the ballot live at the stadium. Nothing better than that. Also, yes, J.J. Weatherholt has been snubbed in this scenario. I saw somebody put that in here. J.J. Weatherholt absolutely snubbed. Yeah, that's right. Will's got the neck thing. I forgot about that. All right, so we got to pick 3 of these 6 outfielders. Pages, Marsh, Acuna, Teoscar, Soto, and Harris. This is going to be tight. So, all right. So what I'm going to do here, and I don't like to do this because I'm not a big Fangraphs person, just because it's all, it's kind of based a little bit differently. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sort by position here, outfield, so I can just see kind of in a one table where they all rank here. All right, so here are our outfielders. We need to go National League. These are our National League outfielders ranked by WAR. And right away, you can see there's been all sorts of mistakes made. There's no James Wood. There's no PCA. Those guys should be locks to be starting. Even Corbin Carroll's really up there. But on this list, according to WAR at least, Pages is the top number. Soto's second. Harris being third. But you got to remember, Marsh has a crazy year with a 324 batting average going. And then who else is on this list? Acuna and Teoscar. Those guys got no shot in getting my vote right now. They're not even on anywhere near it. So Acuna and Teoscar, I'm putting out. So I have to pick 3 out of these 4. Pages, Soto, Harris, and Marsh. Ooh, it's tough. Pages, Soto, Harris, Marsh. Pages. Soto. Harris, who I love Money Mike, but I think he might be the odd man out here. I'm not sure. Let's see. And then Mr. Marsh, the BABIP god, Brandon Marsh. So this one's tough. All right, so here's Marsh. 875 OPS. He scored 46 runs, 90 hits. Okay. Got the best batting average, which I think still matters a little bit in my mind. Harris also, though, 306 batting average. He scored 37 runs. See, I'm definitely going to put Soto in there and Pages in there. Although Paz has got the lowest OPS of the group by far. He's also been the best defender of the group, right? Him and Harris are pretty close. Paz has beat them on WAR. 15 home runs. What's Harris got? 14. Scored 37 runs. Paz scored 46. 46 runs. Got 83 hits. Played way more games. I'm tempted to lean Paz over Harris. I think Paz and Soto, for me, are going to get in. This one's tough between Harris and Marsh. I think I'm leaning Marsh. I think I'm going to snub Harris here. So for me, I'm going to pick Paz, Soto, and Marsh for my 3 out of this. Let's see. I'm going to go into the chat now and see what you guys have in here. Harris monster year. Marsh is hitting 3rd for the Phillies versus righties. He's on fire. Paz has been very pedestrian after a nuclear start. I agree, but I think he's still done enough to get across the line. Soto, Marsh, and Paz. That's Carl. I'm with you. That's my choice. I'm snubbing Harris here, which sucks because he's one of my favorite players in the league. But I'm gonna go ahead and snub Harris here. I know PCA is really the answer, but he's not on the list. He'll get in a different. He'll get in a different way. Braves have enough all-stars. Yeah, they do. They do. So this is the way I see it. Hopefully the fans get this right. I see Olsen at first. Oh, timeout. I see Olsen at first, Ozzie at second, CJ at short, Muncy at third, Baldwin catching, Paz, Marsh, Soto in the outfield. All right, now we're up to the American League, and I got to give a huge shout out to my friends from the north in Toronto. Because they have come out and stuffed the ballot boxes. Now, in the modern times, I know a lot of this is internet-based, and I think the Blue Jays fan base has shown throughout Canada that they are one of the most engaged online fan bases there is. Maybe the most, honestly. It's incredible. So they're locked in. They're voting for their boys, and more teams need to do a better job, I think, promoting their all-star voting. But you got to give a lot of credit to the Jays because they show up absolutely everywhere on this list. And Ernie Clement, the cult hero, was the #1 overall vote getter. So there's no argument. He'll be starting the game at second base. They don't even have another second baseman listed because he was the top overall vote getter. So he's in. So now we have to pick between the rest of these guys. It's Vlad or Ben Rice. I don't even have to look at the numbers. It's Ben Rice. Ben Rice is obviously the all-star starter for the Yankees in the American League. I don't think that's even close. I love Vlad, but Ben Rice is having an unbelievable season. He should be the starter. Shortstop, also a pretty easy pick here. Bobby Witt and Andres Jimenez. Now, let me check in on these guys really quick because I haven't checked these guys out in a while, but I know Bobby's having a Bobby year. Yep, 833 OPS, 294, doing it all on every side of the ball. It's going to be hard to beat this guy. Let me just see what Himmy's doing, hitting out of the 9-hole for the Blue Jays. Doesn't exactly scream all-star starter, although I do like him, and I think he's a really good player. But, I mean, yeah, we can't possibly compare these two. So Bobby Witt is easily in my opinion, as the shortstop all-star starter. Third base, Kazuma Okamoto and Junior Caminero, two of my favorites. Two heroes in their countries, DR and Japan, extensively. But this is also probably a slam dunk for Junior. Let me check it out. All right, Kazuma Okamoto, Junior Caminero. All right, so Junior's got an 896 OPS, 19 home runs, hitting 285. He's going to be tough to beat. He's got great numbers. Okamoto's got 18 home runs, 793 OPS. And I think he's done a nice job overall, but you got to give the nod to Junior Caminero here. So I got Junior Caminero at third. Then we got to go between Shea Langoliers and Alejandro Kirk. This is easy. It's going to be Shea. Kirk hasn't played a lot, so we don't even have to look at that. Again, the Blue Jays have a vote in have multiple guys in every single spot here. And so far, I have yet to pick a Blue Jay. So Ben Rice, Bobby Witt, Junior Caminero, Shea Langoliers, Jordan and George Springer. It's Jordan. Don't even have to look at that. That's easy. And then the outfield. Now, the outfield's a little tougher. Aaron Judge, who's on the shelf. Mike Trout is on the shelf. Byron Buxton, Cody Bellinger, Dalton Varsho, Jesus Sanchez. All right, Judge, Trout, Buxton, Bellinger, Varsho, Sanchez. All right, what's Buxton looking like this year? 912 OPS, 25 home runs. He's going to be tough to keep out. Judgy would have been in there for sure, but he's hurt. Who else we got in here? Obviously, there's Jesus Sanchez. I don't see him getting in there. 730 OPS. He's been a nice 760. He's been a nice pickup, but he's not going to do enough. Dalton Varsho, I don't think is going to do enough. 778. Then who's the one I'm forgetting? Oh, yeah, Trouty. So it's tough because two of the guys that I think kind of deserve it out of this group are hurt. So that makes it iffy. But out of this group, yeah, I mean, I think it's fairly obvious. You got to pick. Buxton is a slam dunk. And then, honestly, I would say Trout and Judge over these two. Am I forgetting somebody? Oh, yeah, Bellinger. Ooh, Bellinger. So Bellinger should take one of Judge or Trout's spot. I mean, Judge isn't going to be healthy. He's not going to play. I don't know about Trout. But Bellinger's having a sneaky great year as well. I actually believe he might be tops in WAR in American League. So I'm gonna vote for Bellinger, Buxton, and Trout. And listen, these lists are all garbo because Kurtz isn't in there. I see you. Kurtz isn't in there. And overall, we're gonna have to do a much larger show and a much better discussion about the reserves. And that's where I think a guy like Goldie could maybe get in there. You know, but it's going to be interesting when we look at. We'll do this at the start of next week, looking at all the reserves. And remember, you got to figure in a player on every team, so it gets a little tough. But that'll be much more fun, and we'll take a lot of time to go through that and really try to get that right. But to me, that's it. That's all there is. It's just the Blue Jays made it easy here because the Blue Jays fans voted for so many Jays that aren't deserving of the All-Star game. So these picks were pretty easy. And just to review real quick one last time, here would be the American League guys from the finalists that I think should make it through. Ben Rice at first, Bobby Witt at short, Junior Caminero at third, Shea Langeliers at catcher, Jordan at DH, and then I think it should be Trout, Buxton, and Belly in the outfield. And National League, Olsen, Albies, Abrams, Muncy, Baldwin, Pajes, Marsh, and Soto. So that's what I'm out. So that's where I'm at right now. All right, let me hop back in the chat, and then we're going to start watching some ball as we've already killed 48 minutes off the stream. Buxton is the best righty bat this year. Good job by Toronto fans, but the voting has become a mockery with these choices. Bring back the paper ballots only. I would love the paper ballots. I just think they're fun. Ernie might be the most popular relative to their skill athlete I've ever seen in Toronto. That makes sense. Okamoto was the best player in Japan after Ohtani left. Japan turns out huge in these votes, no doubt about it. Dylan Dingler from the catchers from the Tigers got kind of robbed in this chat. I would agree with that. But there's always been a lot of ballot stuffing even prior to the internet. But it's become a thing. Seti, 3.7 WAR. He's had a very nice season. I was looking at the Red Sox. The only two guys offensively that can be happy are him and WC40, Wilson Contreras. Other than that, probably not. Do you think the rule that all teams have to be represented is bullshit? Yes, I do. And it snubbed me out of 2 All-Star games, honestly. Should have been in 18 and 19. But, yeah, got to have everybody represented, so it makes it tough. And a lot of times it's like a relief pitcher off of a bad team, so that kills a relief pitcher off of a good team. But that's how it goes. So don't agree with that. Would love your players take on All-Star voting. I imagine there's a lot of eye rolling when the results come out. I mean, everybody's biased towards their own guys, but I will say this. On the player ballots, when they show up, people take it very seriously. Not a lot of people just voting for their buddies. People take it seriously because they know that it's important. And they want other people to take it seriously and to really get the deserving guys in there. So I give credit for that. Ayo, who'd you like to see as the next Mets manager? I have no idea yet. No idea. I didn't see this firing coming, to be honest with you, today. They would. And all you have to do is go back to look at the 2016 or 15 Royals levels of All-Star voting. They stuffed the ballot crazy that year. I think Omar Infante was like a starter in the All-Star game. So there's always somebody that's doing better job than the others, and then players like to complain about this. I thought Brandon Nimmo got really snubbed hard a couple years ago, and You know, they used to do that final vote. He didn't get enough votes. It shocked me. We're in a big market. Didn't happen. So it's kind of crazy. Ooh, don't get me excited. This would be fire. This would be fire. All right, we're done with the All-Star talk. We got some baseball to watch, some baseball to consume. I want to start with a guy who had his best start of his career last night. And he is a member of the Houston Astros, also a Japanese baseball player. And it's Tatsuya Imai, who's been quietly trending a little better the last few starts. Like and subscribe. Join the Discord. Yes, please like and subscribe. That's right. Throw me some likes. Would appreciate that. We're going to talk about Tatsuya Imai. Now, this guy was a train wreck when he first came over. It makes sense. Did not adjust very well. Has some wonky pitch types. Looked like he struggled with pretty much every aspect of the sport when he first came over. But he's pitched better his last 2 starts. Check out the last 2 starts. I know he gave up 3 runs in this game, but no walks, 11 Ks versus Cleveland, a team that doesn't punch out a lot. And then last night, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 10 Ks. So back-to-back double-digit strikeout games. This one came against Detroit. And something's up. Something's up with Tatsuya Imai, so let's see what it is. He has tried to expand his repertoire a little bit behind the reverso slider and the 4-seam. He's tinkered with some sinkers. He hasn't thrown a ton of splits this season, change-up, curveball, yada, yada, yada. Let's see what he did it with yesterday as they won this game 2-1 versus the Detroit Tigers. 46 fastballs, 46 reverso sliders, and 4 splits.
I don't Funky Monkey.
You're going to go Funky Monkey?
We're going to Miller's.
Oh, to Miller's. Miller's Toys. Okay. How are you, buddy?
Dad.
Do you want to say hi to everyone?
Yes, go say hi. I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
No, I don't. You ready? Yeah. All right, give him a kiss and let's go.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, I just got locked up. I'm not even kidding. My whole back just spazzed.
No.
No, so bad.
Oh my God, you're so old.
I'm so old. I just
You
drank
need a drip drop.
I drank one already. I'm okay.
You need a
I'm okay.
patch.
I'll be okay. Like a warm patch.
Yeah.
It's like take your breath away pain.
Oh my God.
I'll be okay.
Is it
I'll be
still
okay.
bad? Do you want a warm patch?
No, don't worry about me. Just go. It's okay.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, I'm only dying here.
You're like in the Titanic.
All right, I love you. I'll see you later.
Love you, Joe.
All right, so he's stuck with his 4-seam and slider. He threw 4 splits. He got 61% miss on the reverso.
Oh my God, go tell him that.
I guess the biggest thing is the strike throwing. I literally just went to the IL. I just broke my back picking up my 3-year-old child. What a ridiculous scenario that is. Oh, this is the type of thing that I would worry about as a player. All right, so what stands out here? 5 hard hit balls on the game, only 1 on a non-fastball. Velocity wasn't especially up. Pitch shapes are still weird. I don't know. We got to watch it and find out. Tatsuya Imai. So this was Detroit and Houston last night from the juice box, I believe. And I'm going to watch all 96 pitches because I'm curious. Oh, no, this was from Motown. Starts the game off with a reverso slider to McGonigal. I can't get over this guy. What a weird pitch. This went 8.4 to the right. I don't even know what to call this except for the reverso. So first pitch, reverso, 84, strike 1. Dude, pro athlete, that's why my back hurts, because I've been through so much. But that was bad. That was bad. All right, so double reversos to start off the game, triple reversos now. That's a ball. And then he's going to go quadruple reversos. So I don't even know what to say. He's got the weirdest slider I've ever seen, maybe. And he just rips 4 of them in a row and punches out our young king, Kevin McGonigal, with 4 straight reverso sliders. That's the first out of the game. All right, who's next? Kerry Teacherman Carpenter is at the plate. Here's a couple fastballs. 95, easy 95. Nobody throws easier than Tatsuya, I will say that. Another fastball up away as a ball, and now back to the reverso. 2-1. Reverso swing through. Nobody knows what to make of this thing at the plate. And then another reverso, and he's going to check swing and chop it. Here comes Paredes, spare hand. Nice play. 2 up, 2 down. Yeah, Melton took a tough loss in this game. Yeah. Melton's pretty good, and it's kind of weird because he's not like a strikeout guy so far, but he seems to roll through lineups pretty well. All right, Dylan Dingler, he's going to come with a 4-pitch walk. This is the 1 walk of the game. Very telling that he went 3-0 reverso slider here with nobody on in the first. So clearly, this is his primary pitch. And then they're going to use the fastball for show and for secondaries. All right, next up. Here is Riley Green. Fastball very late on that. Another fastball coming here. Trying to go up above that scoop. Here's another one. This one's 97. Now that's a good spot. That was called strike, but that's going to get overturned. That's clearly up. I love that Imai has an ability to go to another gear. Like that's an 89-mile-an-hour reverso. He was throwing 83, 84 at the beginning. And then he can go 97 when he needs to and potentially even higher. But he's got some of the weirdest pitches I've seen on a big leaguer in a while. And I like weird, but I don't know what to make of it yet. There's a fastball, uphill fastball, strike 3. Check out how low he gets as he rides down the mound. And he's got one of the more athletic, smooth deliveries in the game, so I have no problem with his delivery, but it's just strange. His pitch shapes are so strange. The fastball's got no spin rate to it, no real shape to it, but it plays from the low slot, and then the reverso is just like an alien pitch that nobody's ever seen, and I don't even know if I would call it good or not. Not yet, at least. All right, second inning, or maybe this is the third now, I don't know. No, I think this is still the second. Fastball, cold. Keith, oh, behind the back, look what I found play. And then he makes Christian Walker work. What the hell just happened on this play? This is crazy.
See when the Tigers play and what kind of loop we can do. And it just so happened that all these teams were in consecutive days we're going to play. So we put it.
What a weird play. All right, I'm just seeing what's up with the chat. Something's weird with the chat. All right, let's watch that one more time, and then I'll watch it from the side. Look what I found behind the back stab. Always fun. He didn't even know he had it for a second. I made one of these in my career. Sometimes the ball just finds you. I love this. This is great. Just the lob Johnson over to first. All right, so that's the first out of the second. Here is Torkelson. Yeah, the old no-look catch. Reverso strike. Now to the four-seam.
Well, that's incredible. I love that you guys are doing it.
Ooh, a little backdoor four-seam for a strike. I wonder if Vasquez, because he's been working with him a lot lately, I wonder if he's figured out a little bit of kind of what the method is. Imai's got crazy body language, too. He'll tell you exactly what he's thinking. I mean, he doesn't like this slider. Check out the body language from Imai on this slider. He doesn't like it. Check him out. I mean, he's just telling you, I did not want to do that. But now he'll fix it on the next one for the punch-out of Torkelson. It kind of plays like a changeup, the reverso. But I don't know. It's just weird pitch. There's a fastball strike to McKinstry. Here's another.
Andy, are you just listening?
That was probably a strike, no challenge.
1-1.
With nobody on, he cruises. That's 96 with zero effort.
Loves the game.
Man, my back is so bad. And then reverso down, strike 3. I mean, I just don't understand. 10.2 to the right, 1 vertical break. This is a changeup, basically. I don't care what type of spin you want to call it. It's a weird changeup, and it works. All right, third inning. I still don't know, Spec. I need to see his hands slow down because it's almost like he just can't throw a slider, and therefore he throws a weird slider. I don't really know. Ball's well struck there by Outman. but in the wrong ballpark. Trammell runs that down.
Better on June 17th of that year against the Red Sox.
That's classic. May have been a little
Four-seam strike. It does seem like his delivery is pretty dialed in finally. Ooh, now that was nasty. That one went left. See, this was not a reverso. This was a regular banger slider. What if you could do both on command? Then you'd have two pitches that would be nasty and they wouldn't know what to make of it. Here's another one and another strikeout. So as weird as it is, it does work when he keeps it down.
Strike 3, 2 down. It was the daughter of the owner. Did I say wife?
The daughter of the owner. Yeah, not wife of the owner. It was the daughter.
Daughter of the owner.
Right.
Nah, his changeup still arm side. He doesn't really have anything glove side.
1-0 to McGonigal is off the plate. 2 balls and no strikes.
Double A.
There was no text messaging. 2-1.
There's a fastball. I also think it's making his fastball better because he's throwing so many of these slower versions of his slider. Like this pitch is all-time weird right here. It goes 8 inches arm side here. It's an up and in slider to McGonigal, and you can tell as good as he is, he doesn't know what to make of it. Doesn't know whether to swing or not. And so that's how this swing ends up, happening, and then he strikes out. It's just a weird pitch. It's just straight up weird. 4th inning.
#1 draft pick of the Detroit Pistons.
Reverso strike.
Draft going on. Can you give us just a sense of
Four-seam with 0 effort to the top.
And I'm just excited to just get to know Detroit and get to know my team. And
Who was calling the pitches here? Unclear. I mean, I'm sure Vasky is part of the plan here. I don't know. I don't know. This guy is so strange. Then another high and in reverso slider that Carpenter takes a weird swing at and pops it up. That's why I think this guy was so hard to scout coming in from the offseason, because we just, the ball change, and then the slider shape. That's a perfect fastball dotted right there.
Whoa, this is crazy.
Jordan Field, NBA referee, watching to make.
I was high on him coming in. Like, I would have definitely wanted to sign him because I'm so enamored with the athleticism and the delivery, and I would think that you could make him a lot better really fast. But I'll admit, I don't know what to make still of the arsenal that he currently has.
You've actually shattered my worldview.
I mean, that's like riding in on Dingler there. Here's 97-4. Just late on that. Now he's going to finally get him on a slider.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Another weird one. This one actually had a little bit of movement to the left, but they're just early on it. I think it plays like a changeup. I would say that's the effect of it for the most part. All right, 2 outs in the 4th. Riley Green, fastball at the top, strike. There's the first splitter we see of the day. I mean, a very similar metric to some of his sliders, not for nothing. 11 to the right, 3.1 on the vert. Very similar metric. Now a fastball, and Riley's going to get a hit. Pounds that through the right side. Base hit. Here comes Colt Keith. Strike. AO as GM would have signed Imai, Okamoto, Murakami, and become GM of the year. Well, I wouldn't have signed Cease, so I'd have been dead wrong about that. But yeah, I don't know. I think I would have signed Okamoto for the right price. Murakami I liked, but I didn't. It was tough in the moment to know what the price was going to be, so I initially thought it would be priced out. Where he ended up landing was nice, though. Ooh, Colt Keith very angry after that line out.
The Tigers have the lone hit in the ball game, and Imai's first pitch is there for his strike to Spencer Torkelson. To this point,
Force him away.
Stephen Oker, 3 left-handers had all gone in.
I mean, Tigers' offense also not great. But it's interesting just to watch him have success. I'm not seeing anything different here except he's throwing more strikes, basically, and leading more with the off-speed pitch. I think that's the only real adjustment, that he's leading soft, finishing hard at times, and he's using his slider as his strike pitch. I think that's the biggest adjustment. Using the fastball when he has a chance, throw a ball, and that's okay. And then, you know, flipping the script on that when he feels them sitting on it. Like this, like he's clearly looking for something soft here, and this 93.8 mile-an-hour fastball just beats McKinstry really bad. Because I think that's the thing. They're trying to get them to sit on soft. And then once they throw enough fastballs, they'll loop back around to the weird slider. There's a little pull around. Christian Walker, very good first baseman. Nice play there. Here's the splitter. This is one of the other ones. Just one drops in for a strike. To Outman. And now right to the slider.
12 marker.
They don't know what to make of the slider. They're nowhere near it. I mean, he almost got a trigger on that.
That's there.
And then just a middle take.
And hits 2 for the
Sixth inning.
1 for the Tigers, and Imai off batters getting on base. A 480.
So this time he reverses it. Now he goes fastball, fastball, fastball. So I think Vasquez doing a good job of keeping them on their toes, whether he's going backwards or forwards here. This time he goes forwards, and it operates perfectly for a strikeout. That was a really good sequence and a really good execution on that slider. Here's McGonigal, who he punched the first 2 times. This time it's not a punch, and it's going to be a hit. Back-to-back fastballs, and he almost kills him. Holy shnikes. How hard? I'm going to say 103? Yeah, wow, 102.9. Nice job, Ottavino. This ball is very close to Mr. Imai's face. Oh!
He's got a base hit.
Damn. Wow. That was amazing. Full tumble. But yeah, you can't go back-to-back heaters down to McGonigal. He's way too good. That ball's absolutely smoked up the middle. Pretty good reaction, though, overall. All right, so base hit there from McGonigal. Here is Carpenter.
They're in a mode right now where these are all must-win ball games. Put your best squad that you know how to on the field.
McGonigal at first, 1 gone, 2-0 for Carpenter.
What's going on in my restream chat, but
and Imai is starting to deteriorate a little bit command-wise.
Good to hit.
something. I don't know.
3-0. It's a strike, just tickling the
Troy Melton has been a stud too, worth mentioning while we're in game. So we watched Troy pitch against the Rays a while back. He had a really nice start with like 1 strikeout. It's just an interesting profile. It's like a ton of extension, a lot of hard stuff, but not necessarily a lot of strikeouts so far or whiff, but he has been very good and it's been intriguing and a big, very important guy for the Tigers moving forward. All right, so there's a fly out, and then Imai's going to finish his outing with Dingler here. So a scoreless outing on the road, 1 walk. It looked to me like they just had some smart pitch selections here. And obviously the Tigers have no idea what to make of this slider. I mean, that one went left. So this thing's like a changeup, knuckleball, slider, all wrapped in one. Kind of a roll of the dice pitch, but, you know, pretty dang good. And this is going to be his last strikeout of the day, and he finishes his outing in tremendous style. This is his best outing of the year, and the Tigers couldn't solve the slider at all. So Imai made a behind-the-back play, almost got his head taken off, punched a ton of dudes. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy to see him pitching a little bit better. I don't know what to make of it yet. This is his season overall. I mean, huge whiff percentage and strikeouts and ground balls. Definitely a tough guy to hit, but he's also got 12.4% walks, and he's made some mistakes down the middle, and he's got to be a little predictable with the 2 pitches. So he's a tough guy to evaluate for sure, but it's somebody that I was excited about, and I'm curious if he can get on a roll here in the second half. All right, let me get back in the chat and see what you guys are talking about here. G-Kid, you think that's bad? Just wait till you see what's coming. Signed an old guy. Yeah, man, I mean, and I've had back things for a long time, but typically, like, you know, I was playing, so I was getting ahead of a lot of things. But today, this one just kind of locked up right there, the way I sat there. So we'll be all right, though. I think I have enough movement in my spine. We'll be okay. All right, what else we got? It's cool to finally see the glimpses of the guy who was in Japan. Totally agree. Totally agree with that. if Imai stops walking guys, he will roll. I'd say for the most part, that's true for any pitcher. So we'll see. Like and subscribe. Join the Discord. Appreciate you. Tyler Glasnow's back locked up too. Do a lot of pitchers suffer from that? Yeah, sure. I mean, for sure. Backs are tricky. And yeah, for sure. A lot of nerves, a lot of things running through. And yeah, sometimes you get in a bad spot. And I've been sitting around a lot on airplanes the last couple days and at desks and different things. So could all be part of it. I mean, I try to stay active, but it got me a little bit. Melton, 16 Ks and 17 innings pitched his last 3 start. Yeah, I mean, better, but still not a lot. Still not anything crazy. So I still wouldn't put him as a strikeout necessarily stud yet. But yeah, that is more Ks. Did I watch Ian Seymour's outing yet? No, I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. All right. We should watch this rookie who's hit the ground running from the Giants, in my opinion, for a second. Just check in on Victor Bercotto, who has come up for the Giants and kind of raked initially with the 3 pumps. Got an 808 OPS. Only 26 appearances in. I'm not going to watch him too much, but, bat speed is way up there. This is a 24-year-old prospect for the Giants. Let's see where he ranked coming in to this most recent ranking for the San Francisco Trainwreck Giants. Not listed in the top 30. Wow. A non-top 30. That's amazing. Non-top 30 guy comes in, hits some bombs. But I just noticed he was hitting some absolute nukes the other day. Did he rank last year by any chance? No. So off the grid prospect for the Giants. Man. Crazy. All right, let's just watch his pumps then. Because I thought they were all pretty impressive smashes. This one's to right center. This is the first career home run from Victor Bercotto. 2-0 sinker off of Robert Gasser. First career home run. Terrible job by the relievers out there in the bullpen for the Giants. You're telling me that we can't get a guy to catch a guy's first career home run? Pretty soft effort here with the cap by one guy, and then it bounces into the crowd. Now you got to negotiate. You don't want that. You don't want to negotiate. You don't need that. Nobody needs that. Victor Bercotto, number 78 in your scorebook with his first career dinger right there. Here's the other 2, and they're both bombs. Spoiler alert. So I just wanted to show you that real quick. Here's the walk-off home run versus the A's. Elvis Alvarado found out real quick. Little breaking ball in the middle. Victor Bercotto sends the fans home in the Battle of the Bay here with a 445-foot bomb, 108.7 to left center. Giants are a very interesting team. They've been a mess, but man, just a guy from completely off the grid to come up. 3 home runs here in the early going, including a walk-off. I mean, that was a bomb. And here's another bomb. This one also versus the A's in the same series. Dead center. And when you're pimping home runs to dead center and Oracle, you got power. Because that shit is deep. Deep.
And another towering home run.
108.7 again.
445 for the
So I don't know anything about this dude. And there's no scouting report to read. But this guy was absolutely smashing balls in his first series up in the big leagues. Dead center, right center, left center. Bombs. Number 78. So that's pretty fun. Amazing. 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 Victor Bercotto. Wanted to shout him out. Made his debut. All right, let me hop back into the chat here. What's up, Dan? From the earlier Robbie Ray conversation, he's in the last year of his contract. Should be in a new uniform later this summer. It looked like there was one more year. We checked it out. Signed up. Wait, was I wrong? Maybe this is the last year. Damn it. Now I'm going to have to look again. Robbie Ray. Robbie Ray from Tennessee. Oh, yeah, this is the last year, 2026. So this is the last year. I keep forgetting this isn't 2025. You're right, this is the last year. All right, he'll get traded. He'll get traded. I was wrong about that earlier. He probably will get traded. On the Giants roster in general, if they were to execute a teardown, and I've already seen a lot of scuttlebutt that they want to be, who will get traded? Who would they like to trade but will have a hard time moving is the question. So a rise could be interesting. Obviously, they love probably to dump Devers or Adames or Chapman, but I don't think any of that might come to fruition. I don't think they'll get rid of any of their young guys, including Schmidt or Eldridge or Gilbert or Susac. I don't see that. Pitching-wise, I don't think they'll trade Logan Webb. We went over that earlier, but Robbie Ray, Male, potentially out there. I wouldn't give up on Roop yet. Bullpen, man, it's been tough out in the bullpen too. I don't really know who's that desirable. I mean, somebody would probably try to pluck away a Miller or a Walker, but I don't know if you bend on that. And then unfortunately, Helio Ramos is hurt. Harrison Bader's hurt. I mean, look at all these injured pitchers. Birdsong, Budo, Foley, who has not pitched for the team. Peguero, Rodriguez, Wick, Wynn. That's their whole solid bullpen right there, completely torched. I don't know. They're in a tough spot. They don't have a lot of pieces that people are going to want or not want for cheap at least. Buyer beware. I would agree with that a little bit. I think at most, he's not going to move the needle that much, in my opinion. Rafi to the Yankees, no chance. Adam, do you think Robbie Ray's delivery can be described as unique? Yeah, I'd say a little bit, with a little bit of the turn of the shoulders that he does. A little bit. Ferrer for that Hype King Mariners catcher looking awful right now. Ferrer is nasty. He is. All right, back to it. That was it for Barracoda. Who else did I have on the list here? So I was going to talk about Cam, but he got kind of beat by the Red Sox a little bit. I was going to talk about maybe Freddy Peralta, who started going over the head a little bit. All right, let's circle back to the Mets. Mets obviously in a little bit of an inflection point moment here. They just fired the manager. I saw the Stearns press conference the other day. Didn't seem to be having a lot of answers there. So we're going to see. Freddy Peralta could be on the move this year. He's having his worst season in a while. And mainly it's been lately, the last 5 or 6 games. He did change his delivery last night, so we're going to check in on that. 4.53 ERA now after last night through 17 starts, 91 1/3. Still serviceable for sure, but hasn't really been the guy that they thought they were buying, who had a great year last year with the 2.7. Obviously, he's been tremendously durable in his career, but really hasn't, popped necessarily the way he normally does so far this year. So what was the story yesterday? 5 2/3, 5 hits, 3 runs, not earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 98 pitches. Here is the breakdown on Mr. Freddie P. I thought the velo looked up, and it's good to see that confirmed. So I don't know if we want to give total credit to the windup, but also there could be some angry fastballs mixed in last night, as he's probably sick of spinning his tires. 48 of those, 21 changeups, 12 curves, 10 sweepers, 5 sliders, 2 slow curves. Okay. Got some whiff on curveball. Overall, still not a huge whiffy game here. Still not really killing it with his first pitch strikes. Just looked like, I thought from what I watched, he located up in the zone pretty well with his fastball. So we'll speed through him a little bit from yesterday. Cubs Mets. And I'll take a good look at his at that delivery change throughout this outing here. All right, here's the first batter of the game, PCA, who's going to get on with a curveball. Now, mind you, it's like Garrett Cole. Everything else about his delivery is exactly the same. Nothing else has changed, really, except that he goes over the head now with nobody on base. Maybe in some effort to create some better rhythm or command. I don't know. Here he strikes out Michael Conforto on a high changeup, so I can't say this is a good pitch, but it works. Little high changeup from Freddy here. And then an in-play outs to Michael Busch. I did think the fastball up looked especially explosive last night. Really good ride on that. He had more velo. If you watch Freddy, his delivery is super weird in general. The way he kind of contorts himself. Like he steps across body, and then he gets low, and he kind of re-arches there at the end to then get his arm back over the top. Like he looks like he wants to throw kind of low 3/4, but then he gets back over the top. And he does throw from a low release height, and I think that's why when he really has it going, the fastball is incredibly sneaky. So pop up there. And then he's going to get Bregman out here with 97.3. So he did show some angry heaters last night. I think, you know, if you're a Mets player and you've been struggling a little bit, you know, you got to harness that anger. You got to go into that dark mode a little bit. And that's what Freddy Pete did. Here's a changeup. Strikeout to Ian Happ. That's pretty nasty. Good metric there.
Just a real heady, smart player.
Four-seam up. Yeah, I know Andy's the interim manager, but like they asked me who I'd like to see as the next manager, and I have no idea. I don't even know if Andy wants to be the next manager, to be honest with you. He already did that with the Padres. He's been mostly in player development ever since. But they picked him this year, which is interesting, not Kai Correa. All right, here's what I saw a lot of. Really good fastballs above the zone with some crazy life. So that was the second inning. He looked pretty dang good through the first 2 innings. No doubt about it. Four-seam middle popped up. Again, that fastball really played yesterday. I'm still high on Freddy. I think this sucks a little bit for the Mets because you'd like for them to be able to fetch a huge price for Freddy if they are willing to trade him here. But I think with the mediocre results, that price gets tamped down a little bit. Now, what they do have going for him is he only makes $8 million, so that's going to be like less than $4 million for the remainder of the year by the time they trade him, probably less than 3 even. So price-wise, any team can get him. So you might have to dangle a little bit more of a prospect to win, considering that every team can afford him. That's a nice slow curve to PCA there. But I think the Mets would have loved if he had like a 2.5 right now and they were looking to trade him. Unfortunately, that's not the case. All right, ground ball here to start off the 4th. You can see the fastball is playing very well versus the lefties, up or in. Guys are late or under it pretty consistently. There's a changeup. Hey, Vientos with the diving play, but he's not going to make that play. So the man gets on. It's all funny. And changeup to Bregman. Good pitch. Gets him to put that in play. Bo will take that out. And then he will get Ian Happ out on a first pitch changeup off the end of the bat. Lazy fly out to right. Bench is on that. So really good first 4 innings. Here is the 5th. Nico Horner, sweeper, which I didn't even know he threw. How recent is that, I wonder? Popped up to Bo. I'm going to check on that in a minute after we look at the delivery too. And here is 95-1 above the zone. Another really good fastball up. I actually think Freddy looked good in this game. He did. I know he ends up giving up some unearned runs, but I thought overall he looked pretty dang good. Here's how he finishes out the 5th inning. Another fastball that kind of beats the hitter. Popped out to left. Melendez is there. 6th inning.
Especially with veteran players with a track record. Swanson, it's a sharp lead, but
Four-seam grounded in a hole to Ronnie Moe. And a bad pick by Vientos starts this issue. Now, I didn't watch this game the whole way. I was at Yankees watching the Yankees game. I was at Yes Network, and I had it on my computer in the background. But I did think to myself, why did Lindor not play? Can he not play back-to-back days right now? And also, why didn't he pinch hit later in the game when there was an obvious situation for him to pinch hit? So I don't know. Obviously, they bring him back because they need him, but he doesn't seem like he's in mid-season form either, ready to pitch every day, ready to play short every game yet. So that's a little weird. I'm sure he'll be back in there today. But, yeah, he's only played 1 of the 3 games, I guess, in the 2 days he's been active. All right, so he gets PCA out there on a changeup. And then here, Michael Conforto is going to get them on the board. Honestly, not a bad pitch there. Kind of a good swing. Keeps it over the infield, drops it in there. Ben just throws offline, and Dansby comes in to score the first run. Now here's Michael Busch. he's going to go ahead and pop up the first pitch. I still think the fastball is playing. It seems like the changeup when he leaves it up is what got hit a little bit. But the fastball's playing. If you want to look at the positive from this game, big time, Freddy's fastball played. 3-1 changeup. Bregman slices it out to right. Benj has a very hard time with this one as it gets by him, and that leads to some more runs scoring. We've seen a lot of this lately. Corner outfielders having trouble with the wall. But he should have been out of the inning. I mean, he got an easy ground out. There should have been no runs in this inning, let alone at least one at the most. And it ends up being a shit show. Inning continues. I mentioned he's only really gotten beat in this game on off-speed pitches. Same thing here again. Ian Happ pulls it through the right side, and that makes it 4-0 Cubs, and kind of an inning from hell. Started by the error by Mauricio/Vientos. Benj not getting the ball in, and then Freddy kind of loses it, and 4-pitch walk, and Carlos comes to get him, and that's it. And I think the 5-and-dive concerns are real. I mean, I know it's not his fault in this game, but man, you look at the game logs on Freddy P. A lot of fives, couple sixes. This is his outings on the year: 5, 5 1/3, 4 2/3, 6, 5 2/3, 5 2/3, 6, 5, 6, 5, 7, 4 2/3, 6, 6, 5, 2 2/3, 5 2/3. So of his starts, he has not reached the 6th inning. Well, he has not completed the 6th inning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of the 17 starts. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Also, I'm curious about this usage with the sweeper. Where the hell did the sweeper usage come from? Certainly didn't throw a sweeper last year, huh? 1% sweeper last year. This year he's at 4%. Let me go look at his one of these usage charts. Sweeper season game 2026. Yeah, so he didn't even throw one in a 2026 game. Well, he threw one at the beginning of the year. Didn't even throw one until the end of May, and then he's just used it kind of a little bit. Like that's one, maybe threw one there. Threw a bunch of them June 3rd. Back down to not throwing them June 9th. Back up to throwing them June 14th. So it's definitely added it into his game. Like he's trying to throw them 10% or more. I guess versus righties, but that's the only adjustment I've seen for the most part from Freddy, except for this delivery thing that he's doing now. So anyway, here's the new delivery from the side. He goes overhead, and then he's kind of right into his usual weird delivery where he contorts himself. So all it is, I think, is just he just wants a new feel with his initial delivery, feeling like maybe he was a little out of whack out of the windup. And that's really all the above the head thing does. So there's really no actual change here, except for the fact that he let me look for another recent game. You know, before he was just not going over the head. So damn, he didn't pitch at all versus the Reds. Okay, who else have they played recently? Braves, maybe? Yeah, here was the old delivery without going over the head. Also, not even going out of the windup. So the new delivery is a windup, and now he's going over the head. I guess he just felt like he needed some more rhythm or something. Hard to understand. But again, pitchers are they're just big feel people. Like, if you're not feeling right out there, you're going to do some sort of adjustment. So more sweepers, it looks like, and an over-the-head delivery. His velo was better. His fastball did play. I still think this guy's a good pitcher. Do I think he's an ace? No. I love the trade in the offseason from Stearns for this. I know that they lost Sproat and Williams, who might end up being big pieces, but I thought if you're going to push forward, the Mets needed to address the rotation. This was the addition that I did like. And hey, he hasn't been nails yet. I don't think he's been awful. I think he's been serviceable. It's more been everything around him. But yeah, he hasn't pitched as well as they'd like, either for the team to win, but also in the trade market now, he's not really in the right spot either for them to get as much value as they'd like. All right, let me Let me go in here. Adam, imagine the Mets asking Keith Hernandez to be a manager. Hilarious, and Keith's the man, but he'll never do that job. Ever. He loves his job right now. Living in his Hampton spa, driving over to Citi Field, doing the games, little travel to the places he wants to go. He's in a good spot. Freddie still would help the Phillies a lot. He's going to help a lot of people. Peralta earlier in his career had way better extension. That changed because of mechanics change. Yeah, no doubt about that. No doubt about that. I never really considered that. That's very interesting to see. Let's go look at his extension. He was 99th percentile extension. Good call, Dan. Now he's down to 53rd percentile extension. So that could indicate body tightening up a little bit, mechanical changes, drifting into a bad habit over time. But clearly extension's always been a big part of his game. He always had that above average four-seam shape, above average four-seam velocity, below average release height, and way top of the scale extension. All of those things made his fastball special. But now with less extension, probably a little bit less special. So good comment there. Probably mechanical or physical. And these are things that people are going to look at under the hood when trying to project forward with a pitcher. Will he stay healthy? Will he continue to improve? Or is he on the way down? That's a red flag to me a little bit. I'd love to talk about it a little bit more with people in the know of why they think it might be happening, but it's something you have to consider. Cervelli or Piazza next Mets skipper? I would endorse Cervelli. I think he's been really good as the Italian manager. I know it's a small sample, but he's got the right temperament for it. Piazza would be dog shit. Let's be honest. He'll be bad as manager. He would be really bad. Love Mike, but no, not as manager, in my opinion, of the Mets. Just too rich and not going to be locked in enough, in my opinion. All right, what else we got here? Freddie P. expected WOBA of 288 through 5 innings, 400 in inning 6. So he's just not able to maintain it and doesn't have enough mix, I guess, at the moment to come up with a new way to get everybody out second or third time through. This is funny. Name Nandem Ram Man. There's no way I can pitch again right now. I would need about 4 months to get ready. So we're too far out. How much does a pitcher like Peralta get influenced having to endure Mets disaster or becoming a free agent? So much money lost. It's your job to not be affected by what's happening around you. So that's an excuse. Doesn't matter. Freddie Sweeper is similar to an Ephus. Not an impressive pitcher, that's for sure. Brewers always pulled him through 2 times through the lineup. Yeah. Sprout just had a 10K game. He did. He's looked very good lately. How about Ron Darling? He's another one who's great, but he's not going to want that job. So, thanks for the Barracodo look. He's from Venezuela. His brother's girlfriend was killed in the quake. Holy shit, that's terrible. Thanks for pointing that out. Definitely praying for everybody in Venezuela. I saw the footage of the game in Caracas where they all ran. So, yeah. I see you guys asking about me for manager. Yeah, but I mean, David's not going to name me manager. So it would have to be a different Pobo or whatever if we ever got to that point. All right, 11:33. That was a little Freddy Peralta look. Who else we got here? Who else we got here? Oh yeah, Wyatt. You want to look at Wyatt? Want to look at Wyatt Langford for a minute? He's been hot since coming back for the Rangers. They're hanging around the American League West race right now. If you look at the rosters on paper, you would think that the Rangers would be the second best team in this league. They have enough of a well-roundedness to them. Their bullpen's been very effective. They have some good starting pitchers. I know Leiter's out for a while now, which stinks. But really, the offense has some brand names that have not performed. Although Wyatt Langford is back now. He's got 8 home runs, 805 OPS. You look at the game logs, there's been some really good stuff lately. So I just wanted to point it out. Since he's been back, we're looking at the 12th here, June 12th. 2 hits, 3 hits, 1 hit, no hits, 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits, 2 hits, 2 hits, no hits, 1 hits, 2 hits, 1 hit. So multi-hit games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 multi-hit games for Wyatt Langford since coming back, and they've definitely needed that. He's been pretty darn good. He's homered in each of his last 2 games. So let's watch the last 2 games. Marlins, Rangers, and then Blue Jays, Rangers. And we'll watch Wyatt Langford, and I'll talk about why I think he's pretty good at the plate. So, shit, what did I just say? I said Marlins, Rangers first. And it would have been the last game of the series. Wyatt Langford, 2 for 4. Here is a home run off of Yuri Perez. First pitch, slide ball. Good swing. No doubter, and left center is, wow, up top there. That's a big boy poke. That's Giancarlo land up there in Miami. So a get me over slider, and he's all over that. I'm just gonna say it right away. Part of the magic of Wyatt Langford, besides being an elite athlete, is his short arms. It allows him to dominate inside part of the plate better than most. He doesn't get too extended, so he doesn't cut himself off and jam himself. And I think that makes him a little bit of a unique player. It's just like for his overall athleticism plus his short arms. But this ball's crushed. 106.5 at 27. I've always liked the swing. It's very simple. There's nothing there. But again, because he's such a tremendous athlete, he can go to any part of the field. Built like a brick. Legs are tremendously strong. Core. And he gets through the ball really well. So that's the first home run I wanted to highlight. And then the second one was yesterday versus the Jays. He homered off of Gausman. I think it's slider maybe here. Gausman had a really tough outing here. And really, he should throw his slider even less than he already does. Because that's what he got beat on yesterday. There's another slider, and it's basically the same pitch that he just homered off of Yuri Perez. And Gausman did the thing that we talk about a lot. He went from nastier to less nasty as the at-bat went on. He threw a good chase slider first pitch, and then he hangs the second one right in the middle. And Wyatt is very good at staying in his legs, and that's what he does there. And he pummels this ball. Exit velo guess, I think this is a little less than the other, so I'm going to say 104. 101.7 on that. But if the Rangers are going to get back in it, it's going to be on the strength of their star hitters. Seager, when he's right. Wyatt Langford, I think that's going to be the key for them. Those 2 guys mainly. Jake Berger can carry a team for a stretch, but they're going to need Langford and Seager to really party, especially when Seager's feeling good at the plate. If they want to get back into it. You look at the lineup right now. Nimmo's been solid. He should probably be considered for All-Stars. Berger is notoriously hot or cold. Peterson, same. And then really, it's the bottom of the order is kind of weak. Ozuna, Higashioka, Lopez, not a lot going on there. So they're going to need the main guys to carry them, a.k.a. Langford, Seager, Nimmo, Berger, in my opinion, if they want to get back in on it. So anyway, quick check-in on Wyatt Langford and the Rangers, who are threatening in the West a little bit. All right, back to the chat. I don't want any Mets legend hired. It doesn't make sense. Hire a good manager. You don't need a legend just because they're a big name. Although I always thought Beltran would have been good, but I don't know. He's like more of an advisor now. I'm not really sure where Carlos is at with that. Gage Jump, another guy worth watching, although there's been somebody waiting a long time for Ian Seymour to get watched, so that's probably who we're going to watch next. Oh, yeah, Young. Young's another one. They need him. Evan Carter got hurt again. It's like they have some brand names on that team, but they just haven't all clicked in such a long time. And if they can, they have it in there. And I know that Skip Schumacher is one of the best managers in the game. So, I tend to believe that they could be the next best team in that division, but we'll see. Houston as well. We talked about them a little bit. That's just a weird division with some teams that you can squint at and say maybe, but they're not complete teams. Wyatt also a good low ball hitter like Trout. He is. Gausman's slider is a disaster. I mean, I like that he has it, but it seems like he cannot be using it over the plate. For whatever reason, it just gets barreled. Batters are slugging 1,000 against his slider this year. Crazy. Yeah, tattoo of 3 up and 3 down. Yes, that's right. That is me. That is me. John Gibbons, I mean, he's salty. I like him, but I don't know. I probably wouldn't hire him, but I don't know. I'm not in charge. All right, so we've been waiting for a while. Or somebody's been waiting for a while to look at this Rays game from last night. This will probably be the last thing I look at today, because then I have an MLB Now segment at 12:30, and then got to get ready for some other stuff. But the Rays, they tried to throw a complete no-hitter last night, a combined no-hitter yesterday. It ended up not happening. But we're going to show some love to well, this ain't it. Oh, yeah, this is it. Casey Legumina started the game in a typical Rays opener situation, and then Ian Seymour came in and absolutely dominated. 6 2/3, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He has a 4.32 ERA, so it hasn't been the smoothest sail this year. If you've never seen this guy pitch, it's kind of weird. Leads with that changeup. I mean, you don't see a lot of times changeup being your top pitch, 33%. Changeup sweeper guy. Changeup sweeper four-seam guy. Don't see it often. And he's been in a very interesting, multifaceted role for the Rays. But he definitely had it all cooking yesterday. Let's check out his player breakdown. From the Trop, 29 changeups, 26 fastballs, 22 sweepers, 7 sinkers, 3 curveballs, 3 sliders. They try to have as many righties in there against him as they could, but he still pitched awesome. 71% first pitch strikes, 74% strikes overall, so it's pretty great. Yeah. On Fridays, I simulcast, John. So that's what we're doing. Look at this guy hunting for betting advice in the chat. I don't do betting advice, but that being said, yeah, he's probably a lock. All right, so here we go. Ian Seymour from yesterday. Rays, who we don't talk about nearly enough, but they have some awesome pitchers. Rays and the very, very sad Kansas City Royals this year. From St. Petersburg. Let's check him out. Ian Seymour. Let's watch him get his outs. First batter of the game. It's a sinker. It's a deception game. It's a weird mix game. Throws with that goofy hand. And he gets the fly out. Look at this delivery, how he starts it. Straight out of the stretch, hands at chest, drops the hands in, brings them up with the knee. Then he strides cross body, but still points straight. And then doesn't look at home plate. Check out the head. He's looking over here. I don't necessarily agree with this. But hey, the kid had a great game, so we're going to celebrate it. How do I get some of that Baseball and Coffee merch? Yes, check out baseballandcoffee.com. Also on the YouTube page on the shopping section, there'll be some stuff. I tagged the hoodie and the blue cap right here in the video too. So if you want to go grab them, these are getting restocked like today. So it says there's only 2 available, but there'll be more available shortly. We have plenty of sweatshirts and other things available. Anyway, that's the point. So there we go. That's the first out. Here is the second out. It's going to be on a slider to Salvi. Below zone, gets him to reach and pop it up. Scouts call that a head whack. I just think you got to look at home plate beyond the pitch. Call me crazy. I like to look at my target. I know there's been some great pitchers, Hideki Okajima, for example, that don't look at home plate. But for me, I did like to look at home plate. I always thought that was important. All right, here's a freeze on a low four-seam. This has 19 inches of vert. That's the other thing he does well. Plus, you play at the Trop. Everything sort of plays up. We need double XL shirts. The shirt with the pocket. I think I have some. Oh, also, Ron, I think you were the one asking about the black cap. Stay tuned. Got a couple of those perhaps for you. Anyway, 93 down. Ron, are you in the Discord? We could chat more in the Discord. Send me a DM and we'll figure it out. All right, Starling Marte, going to get him with the changeup. This is his signature pitch, Seymour, is the changeup. We showed how he has really good lift on that fastball. And then this changeup has crazy fade to it and a pretty good intent with it. I actually think his head whack, to quote Mitch, helps with his selling his changeup. The fact that he's got the head whack on everything and everything looks the same. I mean, look at that. He's looking at us while throwing this pitch home. That's so nuts. Also, it looks like it was Kids Day in St. Petersburg. Anyway, there's the head whack, changeup, strikeout. Yeah, we'll watch Junior on the backside of this, and that'll be the last thing. Speaking of Junior, nice play there. Junior's had a big day on the stream. We're going to watch his homers. I voted him in for starter at third base, American League All-Star team based off of the finalists. And he also makes a nice play right here to the backhand on a changeup. He is brutal in the field, but he's been better on that play. All right, 4th inning, Carter Jensen, who actually homered later to break up the no-hitter. He's going to freeze on a fastball. See you later. Can I help you? Nope. And change up here to Lofton. Way out in front of that, pops it up. Here comes Chandler Simps. Yeah, we got a Discord. Links in the bio in there. Check that out. Link on the page. One of the best Discords going. Worst fielder in baseball this year for is Junior Caminero. Here's Jack, my guy, Jack getting punched out on a high heater. That's the other thing. I mean, about Seymour. He's got deception, but he's also got good pitch shape. I mean, 19-1 on the fastball, that sets the tone for everything. Plus playing in the chat. I mean, in the trop. Sorry. Got chat on my mind. Plus playing in the trop, everything's going to play true all the time, and that fastball is always going to be a factor, and that leads you chasing everything else. Even though it's not his primary pitch, very effective because of the shape. So he blows away Jack there. We are out for the 5th inning, and here is Mr. Lane Thomas. Ground out to Walls at short there in a fastball. Here's the first sweeper out we see. Yeah, Spector's not here right now. So, yeah. Little fly out there. Chandler Simpson runs that down. And then here's another out on a sweeper to Salvi. Ends up jamming the crap out of him and popping him straight up here. Here's Walls to make that play. So a very, very clean outing for Seymour in this one. Not a lot of trouble here. Basically destroyed everyone. Gets a little weak line out to Aranda there. Here's the one walk. Starling Marte, my guy. Mipana. And then in-play outs to Tolbert. A lot of flyouts, it seems. A lot of weak flyouts. Good place to play if you're going to get those. Can of corn there. And it just shows you that you don't have to be a Mizorowski to play in the big leagues. You can have it with pitch mix, a little deception, and really good execution, which is what we've seen mostly from Seymour in this game. And the Rays continue to Ray. Here is the 7th inning. So mind you, he pitched a lot in this ball game. In the bulk roll. Another jam guy and a sweeper. It's weird. He jammed like 3 guys on sweepers. Here's a sweeper to Jack. Oh my God, the elevator sweeper. What is this pitch? Do this on command if you can get somebody to swing at it. Elevator sweeper. Oh, that is face high, Jack. And you've been locked in, so you know he had it rolling. Damn, nice pitch there. You were busy with your real life. Ooh, I haven't watched that yet on here, but I did see it the other day where he jumps off the ground. Crazy. Ooh, and there's that perfect changeup destroying Lane Thomas right here. Way out in front. Look at him way out in front right here. Whoop. Goodbye. Back out for the 8th. Swinging strikeout to Rojas. Doors. Seymour absolutely rolling. First pitch out, changeup. Very nice. And then he finishes his outing with a curveball. First out on a curveball. Really climbed the arm slot on that, and that's an absolute laser out to Simpson. So a dominant outing from Seymour. Of course, they did not get the combined no-hitter. Kimbrel gave up a home run to Jensen right here. This was the home run. This ended everything. But either way, great day for the Rays. Nice swing by Carter Jensen. Blah, blah, blah. And now we'll move on from Ian Seymour. I want to watch Junior Caminero. You didn't miss anything. Just somebody was like, oh, there's a Discord? I didn't know. That's all. And you always tell everybody that there's a Discord. All right, Junior Caminero hits 3 home runs. We're going to watch that in a moment. Let me check in on his metrics right now. We've talked about how he's been, I think, the worst defender in baseball so far. And you know what? I really couldn't care less. He should probably play first base at some point or DH. He's that good of a hitter at age 22 that he's got 19 home runs again, on pace for another 40-ish home run season at 45 last year as a 21-year-old. Absurd. Literally absurd. He's got so much hand movement that for a while I doubted if it could work, but I doubted the wrong MFer because this guy smashes balls. He's got the flattest swing in the league. He does a lot of things unique to him, but they really, really work. 100th percentile bat speed. I mean, dude, 80 mile an hour average bat speed. So this is a guy who finds a way to get his ace swing off all the time. And let's watch his 3 pumps in this game right here. Facing my buddy Seth Lugo, first pitch, sweeper away ball. Here comes a sinker. Seymour led the minors in strikeouts last year. You can see why. It's an awkward pitch mix with really good execution. Like, he's really good. All right, 2-1 count on a sinker, and then he's going to pummel the famous Seth Lugo curveball. Not many have claimed a Seth Lugo curveball in their book, but Junior does that, watches it an awful long time, as this was a little bit of a hanger down the middle. Hits it 104, which for him is a mishit and a home run. So I play with Lugo. He's got one of the best curveballs in the game. It's highlighted by its insane spin rate. I would say most people don't hit this pitch. This is the one that would get hit. It's a hanger down the middle. But he just threw it to the wrong dude. You know what I mean? This guy pummels baseballs for a living. Check out the Junior Caminero hang on this thing, too. Absolute bomb. Right down the line on a curveball. He's so freaking good. He does a great job of staying back on that, despite the fact that he has a very aggressive forward move. All right, that's the first one. Here is the second one, also off Lugs. Sinker down, strike. And then another slider. This one's not the sweeper, it's the regular slider. Actually a very similar pitch though. Ended up middle in, medium speed. And this one Junior hit it a lot harder. Probably 110, I'm going to say. 107.5 right down the line at 22 for the second home run off Lugo.
There's a lot of red there where you've missed.
He's special. He's just got special hands. I would definitely sign him to an extension if I were the Rays. I know he can't play defense. I don't care. Stick him in left field, stick him at first base, stick him at DH. He's going to hit 35, 40 home runs for a long time. He's gifted. He's naturally gifted and he knows it. That ball's just hammered. He's so good. And he looked like one of the alphas on the Dominican team too. So just one of those guys that you can't ever. I mean, I just expect huge things out of him. All right, this one's funny because it's off a position player, the fourth one. Check out how bad the umpire calls are here in this at bat. This is a called strike. And this is. Oh my God. They don't even give us a distance, and this was a called strike, not challenged. Watch this one more time. Are you kidding me? This is the umpire said, I got a reservation. I got to get out of here. Check out the second one.
Didn't show up on the board.
I mean, come on. What are we doing? I mean, I know it doesn't matter, but this is absolutely hilarious to me.
Didn't show up on the board.
Junior's looking at him like, are you serious, bro? These pitches are like the strike zone high. But anyway, he would be the greatest softball hitter of all time because he says, all right, man, you're going to call it a strike? Then I'm going to just destroy a third home run. Bro, he hit that off of a beam up there. Nobody goes up there. 103.4 at 36. Tolbert, you got nothing to worry about. You threw a lot. This is just hilarious to me. This is coach's pitch. Junior Caminero, I bet you he can crush a golf ball, anything he wants to, off of a catwalk. Ball's absolutely smushed. Oh, so you can't challenge against a position player? That's fine, but I mean, just funny to watch this guy hit. He's so freaking good, and obviously he gets a lollipop pitch here and destroys it out of the ballpark for home run number 3. So he needed to play a little catch up to get back on pace with his homers, and he has 19 now. He's a monster. He's hitting 285 with 80 mile an hour average bat speed, and the longest swing in the league. You would not think that he could hit for average. So he's dispelling a lot of myths right now, and he's truly special. 84 hits on the season, 285 average. He's one of my favorite hitters, and with good reason. He's an absolute killer out there, Junior Caminero. So that's it for the Rays talk. Who's the pitcher that you wanted me to watch the delivery real quick? What's his name? I did see it. He jumps up and down. Somebody dropped that real quick, and then I will do probables, and we'll get out of town. Something Bratt, right? Mitch Bratt. Okay, this is it. Mitch Bratt. This guy's got a hilarious delivery. So I'm going to look at his game logs real quick. He only has pitched in the one game versus the Cardinals. So Cardinals, Diamondbacks, just so you can get a quick look at my guys' follow through. And then I'm going to do probables and we'll get out of town here. Mr. Bratt. Probably in his big league debut here. Check out the leap off of the mound every pitch. Oh, he didn't do it there. That was bizarre. We need one like on a strikeout or something. Here we go. When does he start jumping? Because he didn't jump here.
He'll be off with the pitch. Swing and a high.
Use it at the top of the zone.
I'm gonna hunt for it. There's a time where he starts jumping off the mound, right?
Goal right side. Let's see if Mason can shoot one that way. Big lead, and he does. But
I'm still looking. Haven't found it yet. Oh, he's getting closer. Starting to hop a little bit.
Put St. Louis in front. He's got a huge lead.
Ah, there it is. This is what I was waiting on. Check out the follow through from Mr. Bratt. Completely off the ground. I don't know if I've ever seen it. I mean, that's one way to stop your forward momentum. Just jump off the ground. Look at that. Holy cow. Get some style points on that. The French judge just gave it extra points. I don't know what you would call that move, but he even stomps it down with the toe on the back end. So, wanted to highlight this. I thought that was a funny delivery to look at. Don't know if I've ever seen it, but hey, more power to you, kid. During his major league debut. So, something new, something different. All right, I'm in the chat for 1 minute, and then we hit the probables, and that's it for today's stream. I've really enjoyed getting back on the horse today. It's been fun with you guys. Obviously, a lot about 3 pumps. I thought Abner Uribe had monopoly on the 3 pumps. Yeah. I don't know. Just enjoyed being back, and we'll have more good stuff. Probably on Monday I have a guest. Tuesday I have a guest. Things are going to heat up a lot. I don't think I'm going to do anything this weekend. I think this is going to be the only stream for this weekend. I mean, maybe tomorrow night, but we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. What I might try to do with my time is catch up on some of my watching videos. I have some hitters to watch that I've been making promises about. I don't want to be that guy who makes promises and doesn't follow through. So that's probably what I'll spend my time on. So you'll get some content, but you might not get a stream. Or you might. We'll see. All right, what else we got here? Ballerina ball. Does that look like an intentional attempt to distract the batter because it isn't in the rule book? No, I just think it's the way it follows through. You know what I mean? I just think it's the way it follows through overall. Just sort of is what it is. All right, final thoughts. I've been thinking in the back of my mind and my subconscious the whole day about the Mets. I think they're going to have a press conference today. So let's wait and see what David and Steve say, or whoever talks. They're going to have to talk today or tomorrow about the change that was just made. Bottom line, it doesn't matter whether I was copacetic with Carlos or not. I do feel bad for him. I feel like he was kind of dealt a raw deal this year. Completely new team, completely new coaching staff. Felt like he improved his bullpen management, did a lot of things right. Ultimately, the record is what's going to tear him down and the negativity surrounding the team. So it sucks. I'm sure he'll land on his feet and he'll be fine. Very smart baseball man in terms of like infield play and a lot of other things. Obviously, I didn't show up very much for the Mets this year. I do think that he manages with a sense of urgency in big games. He did going back to 24. So hopefully he'll get another shot. But my whole thing with the Mets is if they were going to do this, they should have done this months ago. They had a chance to maybe, change the tone, change the vibe like the Phillies did and move forward. But they didn't do that. They kind of dragged their feet on it. And now we are where we are, which in my opinion is sort of no man's land. and we'll see how it goes from here, and then we'll just judge it from there. But, you know, Mets finally make the move, and they can Carlos, and now we'll see what happens with David and the rest of the people over there in the coming months. It's very disappointing. The team did feel like they were headed towards stability, and now the Mets are kind of unstable again. It's not we anymore, but now the team is a little unstable anymore. So just sucks. Just sucks overall. Never like to see anybody lose a job that meant so much to them. All right, probable pitchers for today, Friday, June 26th. Bunch of new series starting today, so get excited. We're getting closer to the All-Star game here. This one's not new. This series started yesterday with Imai on the mound. So it's Arrighetti and Kiter Montero, Astros and Tigers. Reds, Pirates, Abbott, and that man Skeens back on the mound for the Pirates in a NL Central battle. Nationals, Orioles, Alvarez, Trevor Rogers. Nationals, Orioles. Andrew Alvarez has been all right? I feel like he's been all right. Rangers, Blue Jays, good matchup here of some OGs. Nate Eovaldi, Patrick Corbin from Rogers. Mariners, Guardians, Castillo and Cantillo. Diamondbacks, Rays, Zach Gallen, Nick Martinez from the Trop. Phillies, Mets, Zach Wheeler. Ooh, I didn't realize the Phillies were in town now. Zach Wheeler and a TBA for the Mets. That's not great. Yankees, Red Sox. The rivalry continues. Will Warren, Peyton Tolley. I think the Yankees need to really lock it in this series. They're going to end up losing this series. Red Sox have some good pitchers going, including Mr. Tolley today. Royals, White Sox, TBA. Cubs, Brewers, Colin Ray, and The Miz. The Miz is back on the mound, looking to keep his hot streak rolling. Rockies, Twins, Sugano, Taj Bradley from Minnesota. Marlins at Cardinals, Max Meyer, Michael McGreevy from Busch. Athletics, Angels, JT Ginn, and Walbert Urena. Another guy I've been promising to look at, Walbert Urena. So hopefully we'll talk about him soon. Dodgers, Padres. Ooh, old friend Walker Buehler going up against the Dodgers tonight at Petco, and Roki Sasaki back on the bump for the Dodgers. Looked like he had been turning the corner, didn't pitch as well as last two games. And then Braves, Giants. So the Braves now put Ronaldo Lopez back into the rotation. He had gone to the bullpen. Now he's back in. They kind of had to do this. Their starting pitching has been their problem. We will see. And then a TBA for the Giants. So that's it. That's it for the stream today. Nothing else to really talk about. Kind of a crazy day of baseball. A lot of good games. So enjoy the games, everybody. Enjoy the World Cup, everything that you guys are watching. And look out for some videos to pop up this weekend, including probably another High IQ, maybe Sunday or Monday. But then, because I have some videos to record for that, try to do some watchings. Colt Emerson, Travis Pizzana, perhaps. Spencer Jones. There's some guys. I have to make a list. But if you want to continue the discussion and tell me what I need to turn my attention to, hit me up in the Discord. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging, and I will see you guys on the next stream. All right. Adios.